Hey guys, Collecting Community here. Welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my profits and expenses of the month of May. I haven't done one of those. I know we are in June now, so almost out of end of June. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to take a look at cards that I'm going to be grading. I recently made a time capsule binder. These cards are not going to be locked in the time capsule binder. They're going to be in there, but they're going to be graded. And I figured it'd be interesting to see what the market value is now, what it is after it gets graded. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe so you see more Pokemon TCG content from me. And press the like button if you enjoy this content. So let's get into it. All right, guys. As some of you may know, I was selling full-time on TCGPlayer. So I'm going to give you guys some numbers of what I've made, some expenses on the month of May. So I've sold $8,598 worth of Pokemon cards. But of course, I did this through TCGPlayer, which has a big audience. It can sell cards fast. They take a fee though. It's not free. Their fee was like around $2,000, a little bit less. That's insane. I made them $2,000 in that month pretty much. But those fees do include taxes, which does help me out here. But anyways, minus the fees turn out to $6,636.28. But these fees do include envelope and stamps. The TCGPlayer does calculate how much you would be using in stamps and envelope, but it doesn't calculate packages. So I went through my third party that I use, which is Pirate Ship, and I calculated every single, actually that one I was starting to do there, but every single transaction. Some of the times, if I did a lot of transactions, made a lot of labels in that day, it would batch them all together. Anyways, this came out to $320. So you take this number here that doesn't include packages and you include the fees for the packages. I was charging $0 for shipping. TCGPlayer does charge the buyer $1.22 though if the order is under $5, or if it's more than $5, then they don't. And whenever the order is more than $20, I send it through a package. So that's where these numbers come from. Anyways, that minus the fees of the package comes out to $6,316. And then I calculate that out of this number, how much I actually making out of profit. Like when I buy Pokemon lots, I usually buy it at 60%, but sometimes I do need to buy it at 80% if it's a really, really good deal and I want to grade some of those cards. Sometimes though, I get it way cheaper. Sometimes I get it 80% off. Amazing deals, 50% off, 60% off, 50% off, things like that. So I'm going to average it as I pick up lots at 40% off. So 40% is going to be my actual profit, my real profit. So of that month, I made of profit, excluding everything, fees and taxes. I mean, not taxes, fees, but shipping. $2,526 is what I've made. Every week, that turns out to $631. Now, if we put this in perspective, I have a full-time job now. This month is going to be a lot less than this, right? This is when I was able to put a lot of hours into it. But I have a full-time job now, and they pay me around like $22, $23 an hour, which that's another deal. But after taxes and all of that, and Social Security and all of that, I'm left with like $700 or so. So this is about as much as I make in my full-time job. So I wanted to give you guys a perspective of what something like this looks like when you sell $8,500 worth of cards. You take expenses, you take the product amount, how much you paid for cards, right? And you end up with this much of actual money in your pocket for that time. Not bad, not bad, especially consider that you can scale this. I could have gone for higher end cards and made more of a profit. Now, not that much more of a profit because there is another fee of like 30 cents per card for a little higher end cards. Anyways, that's what I made in the month of May. Now we're going to take a look at cards that I'm going to be grading. Some of these cards have been picked up through some of those lots, mainly like Charizards, things like that. None of the older ones though. But I wasn't able to sell those because I'm holding on to them for grading. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the cards that I'm going to be sending off to be graded and also start adding them to my binder. So I'm going to be facing this down and starting off with a classic, a modern high-end, turning into a classic, Sylveon VMAX Alt Art. And I'm putting the G for grading so I know in my binder that they're not going to be there permanently, but just momentarily. And then when I grade it, I'm going to compare it with this. Condition is mint, price is $245. One of the lower of the VMAX Alt Art evolutions, like the Glaceon, Espeon are over $300. So that's interesting to know. Arceus Alt Art. This card has dropped so much in value. It is at $40 now. I think it's really minty, so I'm going to go ahead and grade it. Some of these, the centering might not be the best, but I've had experience with off-centered cards, getting 10s. I think it's more about whitening, so that's really what I'd look at. And then I'm also going to be throwing in some Umbreons. Obviously, Umbreon, very popular Pokemon. An era that wasn't collected very much, Sun and Moon. This is at mint condition at $167 in value. I'm pretty sure I looked up the price of this like a week ago and it was at $160. So I like that I'm seeing already the increase in price of these cards. Now, obviously I'm going to hold on to these for a really, really long time. Even if I grade it, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to hold on to it just because I believe in these cards. So Charizard, Delta species. This was a really clean copy that I picked up from my local card store. And as you guys can see, I paid $229, and this was like 3 weeks ago or so. And $229, and it now is at $239. So it's already increased $10 in value. I'm going to grade this one just because it looked really clean. It is near mint. It does have a little bit of white dots, but if it comes back as a 9, that would be a huge profit. So that's another thing. We're going to see when I grade these cards, what they come back as, and then I'm going to find out the last sold listing on TCGPlayer so that I can get a value for them, and then we can compare everything. I feel like that would be interesting. How much did it increase in value? Was it worth it with the fees, right, of grading? So then we have Lugia V Alt Art. I recently picked this one up. One of the more higher end alt arts from Sword and Shield, $200. I think it was like at $199.90, but I'm gonna put it at $200 for that one right there. Awesome card. And then we have our shiny Umbreon GX, Umbreon Sun and Moon shiny. Of course, I'm gonna pick this up. $167. Wait, I thought we already went to this one. I think, yeah, I just didn't put it in. So yeah, that one was the one that I was like, oh, I got the prices mixed up. This one's supposed to be $40. So I'm gonna need to reprice that. That needed to be $40. That's a $40 card. It might have actually increased a little bit by now, but definitely not. That one was 167. I just got mixed up there. This one is 40. And then we have our Alakazam. Now this one is minty, but it is off-center, as you guys can see. Very off-center. I don't think this will get a 10. It'll probably get a 9. So as you guys can see, I put off-center, grading, and it's at $51 market price. Those cards are really hard to come by in clean condition. So the next one is Charizard from Celebrations Classic Collection. It's at price $71. This actually has fallen a bit as well. I saw it at 90, 100 for the longest time, and then recently has started to drop, which is interesting because Celebration is not like printed or anything, and it didn't have that many print waves, so it'll be interesting to see what happened with that one. And then Charizard, look at this, fam. Charizard Shadowless, light plate condition. I am going to grade this one at $998 market value. So being the most expensive, first edition Blastoise is the most expensive card that I have in my binder. Second most expensive card that I have in my binder. Amazing card to have. I'm definitely going to grade that. Hopefully, I'm hoping for an 8 or a 9. That would be cool. And then we have, oh yeah, this one, like I said, is around 40 bucks. So there you go. 9 cards that I'm looking to grade. I'm going to show you guys what they come back as graded, and then we're going to go through the value. This whole page here is totaled at $2,218. So I'm gonna lock this in. I can also figure out the price after it's all graded and compare it. This whole binder, 5 pages of this binder. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 pages of this binder, over $7,000. I didn't get the exact amount, but wow, definitely a high-end binder. All right, fams, I'm going to leave you guys off with this. Appreciate it again if you drop the like button. If you're looking for awesome cards at a good deal, check out my Discord, the TCG Market. I'm going to link it down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.